Hey, hi, hey there, welcome. Happy New Year, even, I think. It's the next year. I haven't seen you since last year, huh? Okay, that's out of the way. What are we doing today? Oh, I'm Big Click Energy, by the way. If you're new, I'm a photographer and content creator. I make digital art and stuff. I do all kinds of things. Go to my website if you want to see everything. There's so much stuff. But yeah, so much stuff. Anyway, welcome. So today, we're going to be working on something reminiscent of this, actually. Because the first thing I took photos of with my camera in the new year, I haven't busted it out really in a couple of weeks on purpose, because I've tried to take some time off, obviously, as hopefully most of us have. And the first thing I took photos of this year was a Mandalorian gathering. So, it's time to... I just put the memory card in. So, as I always talk about, taking you from card, well, basically, essentially camera to finished product. I don't think we're going to get all the way to a finished product today. I have to jet here in a couple of hours. But, we are going to get these off the card and into the computer, and hopefully do some basic like cropping, color correction if there's anything like that needed. Unfortunately, this event took place at the worst possible time of day. 10 to 2 p.m. is the worst time to shoot outside, and this was an outside thing. Beautiful location, bad time, that's all. Hopefully, with some convincing from the photographers, we can either we want them to have this event at like a different time of day, which probably won't happen, or we're just gonna stage an event where we have them all dress up and come out, as they can. I've been talking to a fellow photographer who also works with this group, and it's like it's so much stress for everyone to dress up for one day, and we would like to have a couple like maybe quarterly shoots throughout the year, because people are always making new kits and new characters and things like that. Like this year I saw 2 or 3 new kits that I hadn't seen before since last year, just a year ago. Heck, there was a new kit that I hadn't seen since Comic-Con, which was just 6 or 7 months ago. So yeah, hopefully we can arrange some events and get these people out for more shoots and things like that. It'd be pretty dope, I think. Anyway, let's go through them and see what we want to keep, possibly work on, possibly turn into fancy edits. For example, whoops, wrong thing, other work that I'm working on. Whoops. Oh, there's also some white noise problem here. Hold on a second. Let me, my music went sideways here. I'm using a new music app, and it's funky getting started with a new music app. Spotify just wasn't doing it for me anymore. It's not doing it for artists anymore either. So, yeah, it never really was, but now it's like really not, So the less I can use Spotify, the better, and I'm not using it at all now. I think this will work. I'll try some lo-fi beats. It's hard to... I'm not super familiar with this app yet. I tried to find some good stuff before, but then it suddenly changed to something else, so... We'll see what happens here. So anyway, today we're going to be potentially picking out things that could work as Mandalorian edits. So, for example, when I was at SDCC a couple of years ago, I should say the first time I went to SDCC, I grabbed, that's how I met some of these Mandos, actually, and I grabbed a few of them after I did their group photo. and got some solo shots, and none of them knew what I was going to do. It was a nice little surprise for them, but I ended up doing this stuff, and I want to do more of that, so. And I still have a ton of work from this last SDCC that I never got into. Oh, hey! How is you? Loving the hair and makeup. Oh, thanks! I did minimal makeup and just got a haircut, so I actually need to get it probably colored again. I have a surprising amount of gray hair now. Surprising. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Let's see. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do today. We're just going to go through and sift through the Mandos. See what there is to see. Oh, let's do it. So straight out of the card, they're not even loaded into Lightroom yet. I'm probably going to pick everything and then delete more later. As I start to fuss with stuff. That's dope. I'm going to sneeze. Oh, my allergies today. Hold on. Phew! My goodness. Excuse me. Woo! Sheesh. That was a sneeze. Wow. Excuse me. Might have just wrecked my makeup. That looked so good. Let's see. Oh boy. I should have took an allergy pill. No, we're Gucci. Alright. Let's see. Is there like a Star Wars lo-fi? That's probably not DMCA friendly. I'm using DMCA friendly stuff. Maybe this will be cool. I just had to, yeah, okay. I'll stop messing with the music now. Disney isn't litigious at all. No, but that's not. It's, let's say it's Star Wars inspired. As long as it's different enough, they can't touch, right? It's also background noise. If you think I'll be struck down for that, let me know. I don't think so. Fire images. Oh, thank you. Oh, first time chatter. Arts Icon. Thank you for the compliment. I appreciate you. Wow, that's all the flimsy justification I need. Yeah, flimsy. Yeah. That might be alright. 10% difference, right? Set to lo-fi beats. It's not. Maybe they won't get too mad about it. Anyway, alright. I'm gonna pick as many of these as I can. Because I also went based on request of what these people wanted. That might be a good close-up. That might be a good close-up. Shit. I don't know about that. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. That's what they wanted. I think we managed it. I told him he looked like a little transformer with his antennae. Hashtag Bumblebee. That's my buddy. In that kit, I'm allowed to say these things. He's a big old doof. Let's see, what do we got? Disney once sued and shut down a charity art auction for unlicensed merchandise. I'm not surprised. But they can't get us all. Maybe they can. Maybe they're that big now and that untouchable. I'm surprised they let Steamboat Willie go into public domain and didn't try to twist the public domain more to their will, as they have in the past. So, yeah. Seems like the timing of everything. Fuck, I'm just picking everything. Let's see. Not that one. Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one. Aw. That's a good one. Oh, that's a good. I edit the cars out, maybe. Oh yeah, these are gonna be fun. I won't edit. Like, I should say I won't super edit. That's what I call them. They're full fantasy edits, like when I make it look like they're on a different planet or whatever. When I completely alter that background. I won't do that to everything, but I'll do it to enough of them. That one's pretty cute. That's cute. Is that blurry? Oh, I can't zoom in right now. I'll take it. That's dope. That's dope. That's dope. Yes. You want it over the shoulder. That's good. It's over the shoulder. Ooh, that angle's nice. Ooh, that's something I'm gonna edit. I also like the color of the armor. That teal and purple, that's just pleasant on the eyes. Ooh. I also like that angle. That's nice. Yeah, that'll be one we completely wipe out the background of. Maybe that one too. Excited. That was hard to shoot in the sun. Goddamn sun. But the one highlight of using a flash, you can see there's two sources of light there, obviously. The big, like I'm pointing, like you can see what I'm pointing at. Here, use a mousey. This is the sun, and this is my light. So it kind of works to make it look like there's two suns. In editing, it'll look like there's two suns, like they're on Tatooine or something. So that'll be fun. I'm presently scheduling social media posts while sitting at work. It is such a headache. It's even more so now that I'm going from an 8 per week posting schedule to a holy shit 22 per week posting schedule. Jesus Christ, man. I posted a happy holidays thing, and that was like weeks ago on my Instagram. I don't post enough. That much is true. I should post more. Oh, damn it, the wrong thing's in focus there. That's okay. I should post more. I just don't. Maybe that's something that's a new goal for the new year. I don't make New Year's resolutions because just don't. Make goals though. Goals are good. I like that. Oh, that's good. That's good. Oh, I should have got her on the other side of the hill. But we were working with what we were working with. It was like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Scheduling is your friend. If you're like me and hate trying to post to social media every day or a couple of times a week, just schedule it in blocks. When I'm done, I will be scheduled out until holy balls, August 31st. I assume that you use a scheduling app, or do you use the scheduler in each thing? Because I'm on Facebook. Okay. I have a professional Facebook page. I have a professional Facebook profile. I have a personal Facebook profile. Don't even worry about that. But I have Big Click Energy on a page, a profile, Facebook, there's two. I have Instagram. I have TikTok, which I don't do enough there, but I have 2,000 followers, so I technically can go live there. Probably should have done that with the Mandalorian thing. God damn it. I need to keep like a gimbal on me. It's just so hard to juggle. I have so much shit to think about, and I can't afford an assistant. Yeah, what app do you use to schedule everything, if you use an app or a website or some kind of thing for that? Because that would be handy. I would like to schedule myself out, but it's also kind of as I work. I don't know if I have enough fresh stuff to schedule myself out that far. Like, I never get ahead that far on stuff. So, if that makes any sense. Apart from Lightroom, what other software do you use to complete your edits? I prefer Lightroom Classic, because I'm old, I guess. I don't know, this is the one I learned to use. I tried to use the new one, didn't like it. I also use Photoshop. I don't like Adobe as a company, but what are you gonna do? There's a bunch of free services. I actually have a nice infographic buried now. I'll have to pull it out later for the next stream, but I have a list of free services that aren't paid that I can recommend, that aren't Adobe products, that aren't Photoshop or Lightroom. I don't know how GIMP is nowadays, but GIMP's GIMP. That was an old one that was pretty good back in the day. That was comparable to Photoshop. If you don't want to pay for, or if you can't pay for things. I use Adobe Express. It is fantastic. If your Adobe subscription includes Adobe Express Premium, but if it doesn't, you can get it for... Yeah, I think I don't know what I think I have the photographer's bundle for Photoshop and Lightroom, but I do use Express, so I must have that included. Because I don't pay any extra, so I must have it included. I use that for little things. I think that used to be called Spark, right? I still call it Spark in my head. I make that for like one-off, quick stuff, like for my own marketing stuff. I might just throw some crap together in there and, you know, call it done. I also have been using Firefly for various things, just kind of experimenting. GIMP is great if you can't afford to buy anything, but if you want a really good Photoshop alternative that you don't have to pay a subscription for, I would go with Affinity Photo. Oh yeah, I've heard of Affinity. It's significantly more user-friendly than GIMP, and if you're already familiar with Photoshop, the learning curve is very small. Yeah, I've heard of people using Affinity. I haven't, because I've just been stuck with this for years. Ever since I went to college, I first went to school for forensic photography, and then turned around a few years later and went back just to learn how Photoshop worked, because I was taking photos at conventions and doing this. I was taking photos I was just starting to take photos of cosplayers and stuff, and I had no idea how to edit them as I wanted to, and I wanted to figure it out, and just sitting at home and YouTubing it isn't enough for me, so I just used the rest of my FAFSA for another a second associate's. And ever since then, I've just had Photoshop. So I've just, like, that's like 10 years ago now almost. Not exactly. When did I go to school for this stuff? Shit, almost 10 years ago. Damn. So I've definitely been doing this for a while. I periodically flip-flop between using Affinity and using Photoshop. Valid. Whatever works for you. Let's see, where's my... Oh, it's in my pocket. Alright, where was I? What was I doing? Keep clicking through these. That's not exactly in focus. Maybe... Even when I'm not actively using Affinity, I still buy the new version every time it comes out because I love Serif as a company. Oh, Serif, huh? Joey was talking about raising their prices while creatives were losing work and couldn't afford their subscription. Serif on the slash the price of... Ah! Oh! I like that. I like that a lot. Maybe I should start using them. Serif. I'll make a note of that and check that out later. That's interesting. Thank you. I like information like that's the kind of shit that sets a company apart from another company for me. Basic workers' rights and stuff. Basic humanity? Okay. Yeah, we're into that. If they allow unions, whoo, mama, we're definitely into that. You know what I mean? Serif is the company that makes Affinity. Yeah, I get it. Serif, I'm gonna look into them. Also, Affinity products are available on iPad, and they are virtually identical to their desktop counterparts. Sweet. I don't have an iPad. Never have. Likely never will. If I get anything portable, it would be... God, if I could find an older MacBook Pro. I don't like the way shit's made nowadays. I like the new thing that I have. I don't know what the hell this is. Oh, it's a Studio Pro? I think I have a Studio Pro. A Mac Studio Pro with an M2 chip. I got it last year's, and when the M2 chip was new, apparently. I didn't even realize Apple was making its own chips and shit. My last Mac was from 2015. It's still working. It's great. Love it. It just wasn't working for me anymore. It's still in this house, though, and operational. And the lights. Bing bong, bing bong. Bing bong, bing bong. Let's check in. in trouble for this music. It's close, but it's still to a groovy beat, so it's the melody, but it's changed a bit. Damn that noon lighting. We did our best, you know? We did our best with what we had. I forgot which ones of these were panoramas. Cute. Definitely a panorama. That's a panorama. Nice. Okay. We're going to import those. And then see what happens after that. Ooh. The last thing I'll say in my Affinity commercial is that they make 3 different products in your commercial. Affinity Photo, which is their version of Photoshop, Affinity Designer, which is their version of Illustrator, and Affinity Publisher, which is their version of InDesign. See, I tried InDesign, I think it was, ID, yeah. I tried that one in college, got into it for a hot second, and then frustrated and went right back to Photoshop. So, I understand that, like, Illustrator and that's more good for vectors and things, but I'm not making logos. If anything, the most wild I'm getting personally is creating flyers, and I just manage in Photoshop. I've been using Publisher and Designer. A fancy man. That's cool. I like all the recommendations. Personally, I just stick with what I've always stuck with, and I get a little bit of a discount for some reason or another. I don't know why, but I'll check out Serif. I'm interested. I love that all 3 Affinity apps use the same file formats. You can own that. See, that's dope as AF. That's yes. I like that because I get frustrated when I have a AI file and I can't open it up in Photoshop because it's not a PSD or whatever. It's horseshit. We've been streaming long enough for me to say horseshit. Yeah, we're fine. Let's see. Alright. Where do I want to start at the end? I'm just going to color correct and organize today, so we'll start at the front, I guess. It's never too early in the stream to say horseshit. Oh, good. That's YouTube that I'm thinking of. I have to think. I can't say it at least 1 minute after upload. I gotta be careful. Bing bong. Alright. Oh, tea. I forgot. I bought this tea like it's not cold. It's not hot anymore. It's room temp, but it's still delicious. It took me a little longer than I expected to get started today. It's already 1? Come on. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. What the hell happened? How is it also the first week of the new year is already... God damn it. The older I get, the quicker this shit flies by. My little Tamagotchi needs some attention. My little R2-D2 unit. He reminds me to drink water. Life hack for anybody who sucks at drinking water and staying hydrated like I do. Get yourself a bottle of choice. This one just happens to have a Death Star on it. I don't know, I saw it somewhere one day and I was like, oh, okay, that'll go with my R2-D2 Tamagotchi. Put my Tamagotchi on here because that little bugger whistles and chimes once an hour, roughly, and he'll remind me to drink water, so that's pretty handy. It did it again! It changed the music. Oh, because it ran out on that list. Alright, I need just to find a longer list. I'm going to have to do more music research next time. Sorry, guys. New app. I use I don't want to give too much away. But I use cracked versions of all my apps. Except for the shit I'm using right now on here. Like music apps and stuff. I try to use cracked versions of them. And then I just like buy physical media if I want to bad enough. Alright, that's fine. Freezing cold? I missed that. You went outside in the freezing cold. It's been chilly, man. This morning I got up and went outside and it was 33 degrees. Like, whoa. And then I heard some people out in public having small talk when I went out for my tea this morning. I heard like the most small talky of small talk, you know what I mean? Like, the weather is so cold, you know, I had to cover my plants with sheets this morning, and I was like, yeah, it's pretty cold. That's funny. It does, on occasion. And you know, I'm never up early enough to go catch that. It does snow down here in the valley. It did snow in Scottsdale. Gosh, a few years ago, I want to say like 5 or 6 years ago, I saw pictures of it in a photography group that I'm in, like an Arizona photography group that I'm in on Facebook. I woke up one morning at like 8, which is late for me. Usually I'm up around 6 or 7, but god damn, it's rare unless I got someone to go with, someone, you know, like another photographer who wants to hang out. It's rare for me to get up really, really early and get out for that. Plus, you never know when it's going to dip down that cold and actually snow out here. It's so rare. But the photos, if people can catch it, it's gorgeous. It's such an interesting juxtaposition to see snow on a resting gently on a saguaro, you know, or a golden barrel or something. Like, it's just so weird to see. It's very alien, but it's gorgeous. I saw it snowed in Tucson too. Damn, that's wild. That's a cool pic. Oh, thank you, Flickercrest. Oh, this is just, we're just getting started on some basic stuff today. You should come back when we're actually, stay around, but we're also going to do, like, full-blown super edits of these at some point. Like, I should just leave these up as an example. Hold on, let me flip up to them. Hey, these guys are cool. Here's a good one. Here's a good one. Those were taken in front of some stairs at SDCC. So it doesn't matter what you're standing in front of. We can get the background out. So we got a lot of Mandos on their own at the end of this day, but this is the annual Mandalorian potluck, for lack of a better word. I think that's just what it is. And a bunch of Mandalorians. It's open up to other groups as well. You'll see more than just Mandalorians here. But a bunch of essentially Star Wars geeks like me will all get together and have some food and then dress up and take photos. And then someone like me will come home and do this and make the photos look cool before everybody can look at them. What's happening? I'm sorry, I'm not fast on the chat. I tried to link to credit an artist and they gave no credit. They have no links policy no matter what. Who, me? What happened? A Mandalorian potluck, but now it's the only thing I've ever wanted in my life. Well, all I can say is either get in as a photographer, which I think we have plenty right now, or start getting into it, build a kit, and build it to the specifications and follow their rules and get in the club, get in the forum, and show up to the potluck. It's once a year. It's not too hard to, it's a challenge. I've seen people building kits and not being able to get in because one little thing didn't meet the specifications or something, but as long as you can meet all those little rules and stuff, you can get in the club. I'm officially unofficial because I don't have a kit. I'm not officially like a Mando who has an outfit, full suit of armor, but I show up to all the stuff. I help them move. They just moved all the stuff down to Tucson recently. If you've ever been to Phoenix Comic-Con, ever, the big Star Wars section, that's these guys. They built all that stuff. They have all that stuff. And all that stuff was sitting in a garage in Phoenix. And a few months ago, last year, we loaded it up in a big-ass U-Haul and shipped it down to Tucson, where it now lives and where there's now more room to, like, build more stuff. So They're actually hoping to have some fresh things built by the convention this year, which is typically in May, June, the end of May, early June. Usually the last week of May, first week of June, somewhere in there. But yeah, they're hoping to refresh a lot of the Star Wars neighborhood and have a new... I won't give anything away, but have some new stuff. Some really cool stuff. Consolidate some other stuff. Yeah, there's some good ideas going around at the potluck. Oh, I scratched my neck too much. Now it's red. Oh no. What's going on? There's a mandolin. Oh, Mandalorian. There's a Mandalorian here in Tucson. He does a bunch of benefits for kids. Yeah, he's probably... If he's not involved in these guys, I'm surprised if he's not involved with them. Little known, but absolutely true fact, I play the mandolin. Oh, that's dope! That's really cool. That's a rare instrument to hear people play. Alright, let's see. We're just straightening things out, fucking around right now. So yeah, these are the, this is the group in charge of all that stuff. All the Star Wars neighborhood stuff you see at Comic-Con. It's pretty dope. Let me tell you, it was tough to move it all, too. It was definitely all hands on deck that day. I'm gonna use these for a panorama. You should play the mandolin on stream sometime. Little known fact, I play the guitar. And keyboard. And drums. And saxophone. Well, no, not really. The first three, yeah. But the saxophone I tried, I think that was the first thing I tried my hand at. When I was in 5th grade. I was already singing and stuff, and then when I hit puberty, my voice did this, and I got real low, and that's just weird for me, I guess, I don't know, but my voice went low, so I stopped singing, and I also got tinnitus, so now I'm tone deaf. I can't even, tune my guitar by ear anymore, as I used to be able to, but no, when I was in 5th grade, I tried learning the saxophone, and now I know I'm autistic. I was recently diagnosed with autism, officially, by a psychologist. But back then, I had no idea why I could not handle the feeling, the tactile sensation, if you will, of the reed, a woodwind reed. If you've ever had an instrument like a horn in your mouth, and there's that wooden reed that sits on the plastic, and you have to it's kind of a bite and pinch situation with your lips and your teeth, and you have to blow just right to get that sound right, or you end up making a squeaky, horrible sound. But I did not like the way that vibration felt in my mouth. I couldn't get around it. I tried and I couldn't get around it. And so I was like, I can't do anything that I blow into. I can't do anything that has the weird vibraty reed thing in my mouth. So I quit doing mouth instruments, and when I was about 10 or 11, I picked up the keyboard. And I was really obsessed with ragtime music, like Scott Joplin, like The Entertainer, Maple Leaf Rag, stuff like that. I don't know why, but my little 11-year-old brain was just tickled by an upright piano, like a saloon style upright piano. And so that was the sound I was always trying to get out of my keyboard. And then I got into which came first, guitar or drums? They came right around the same time. I think I got a guitar when I was 13, 14. Yeah, just junior high, just getting to high school, I got my first guitar was a Stratocaster, a Fender. And I've had a little bit of everything since. I've had a Gibson, I have another Fender right now, I have a Tornado. It was the last one that my dad picked out for me, so I will not get rid of it. It's sentimental. But it's a gorgeous guitar and it sounds great, and I still play it. I haven't in a year, but one of my goals this year is to get it out and play it again. And then I played drums, and I was in a few bands in high school. Metal, mostly. Did a little music when I lived in Norway. Did some what's that called? Busking on the street. Had a little like pocket amplifier back when those were new and cool. Oh, he gave her mandolin away. Diagnosed by a pastry chef. Hey, whatever works. Self-diagnosis is also valid because it's real friggin' hard to come by an official one. If you don't have the right insurance, they're hella expensive. So self-diagnosis is just as valid if you've done your homework and stuff. I also had my PCP, my primary care physician, just a regular old doctor, and 2 therapists over the last few years say, yeah, you're probably autistic. And then I was like, all right, I'm going to take this all the way to the top and be like, hey. And then I went to a psychologist and I was like, hey, all right, I've had so many people in my life tell me this. What do you think? And after, I think it was a 2-part visit. I had to go once. He talked to me, got to know me a little bit. It was like an hour. And then the second, I had to take some paperwork home. And my mom and dad, long story, my mom and dad are dead and gone. Mom was 58, had a heart attack. 9 months later, my dad was already dying of cancer, and he was 83. And so it was a rough 9 months. There was other deaths in there too. But anyway, since they're dead and gone, one of the rules, if you're an adult, because it's harder for adults to get this diagnosis, but one of the rules is you have to have somebody who knows you, who was a grown-up when you were a child. And so thankfully, as you might have noticed, my dad was a little bit older than my mom, so my dad already had a gaggle of kids before I ever came along from my mother. And thankfully those half-siblings of mine, a couple of them, not all of them, not all of them, but a couple of them were willing to help fill out just some easy forms. Probably took them 5 whole damn minutes. And they used their memory from what they knew of me as a child, and I took those forms and I turned them in. And it was kind of funny because when I turned them in, the psychologist was like, okay, after he recorded them, he dictated them into a dictaphone, on his computer. And he was like, all right, I'm overwhelmed. And I was like, I'm sorry, what do you mean you're overwhelmed? And he was like, it's okay. It's just there's a lot of corroboration here. This is good. There was a couple of forms I forgot to fill out, and he was like, don't worry about those other forms. I think I have enough right here. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm autistic. Let's see. I was saying, especially as an adult. Yeah, most autism-centered doctors' offices are children-focused. If you find one that will see you as an adult. That's right. Exactly. So, excuse me, I have snooze in my mouth. If you see me putting stuff in and out of my mouth, it's salt. It's just salt. Little packets of salt with nicotine dripped on them. No tobacco. We do not endorse the use of tobacco products. But anyway, yeah. No, I was signed up. There's an Arizona Autism United or something. I forget what it's called. But I was signed up for that for the last 2 or 3 years. And every 3 to 6 months, I would get an email of oh, you're still on the list. Don't worry, we haven't forgotten you. But it's one of those situations where it's kids are first. And I get that. That's fine. Not mad about it. It's amazing that they were willing to see me, period. But thankfully, the company that I do I hate saying company when it's regarding health. But anyway, the company that I do my therapy through, they didn't previously, but they were recently absorbed by another company, so they have a new name. And with that absorption, they happened to get a couple of psychologists that also happen to specialize in diagnosing adults, and they were willing to see me lickety-split in a couple of months. And I was like, whoa, okay. So I only had to wait literally 6 to 8 weeks, and then I was seen. It was pretty nice. It was quick. I was diagnosed December 18th, officially. It's in my patient portal. I can get it's officially in my record that I have that. There's a couple other things that I was diagnosed with that I didn't know that I necessarily had. I used to smoke for 12 years, quit by using vaping for a year now. It's been 12 years quit. Good for you. I smoked from age 14 to 21, so 7 years, and cigarettes, right? And One day I got a head cold, just a regular old run-of-the-mill, stuffy nose, shitty headache, gross, head cold. And when you have a head cold, at least when you're me with a head cold, you don't want to smoke nothing. No ganja, no cigarettes, nothing. And so for a week that I had my cold, usually, they run their course in about a week for me, I didn't smoke anything. And I still had a half a pack. The last cigarettes I was smoking was Marlboro Smooths. I started on Marlboro Lights in high school when I could afford Marlboro, but it was usually whatever. But I was smoking Marlboro Smooths, and so after that week, I went back, my cold cleared up, and I went back to have a cigarette. And it was just like, bleh, and I could not stand the taste, and I was like, ooh, maybe my cigarettes went stale. So I threw that half a pack away, and went and bought a fresh pack, opened it up, had one, same thing. Just boo. Couldn't wrap my mouth around it. Didn't like it. And that's it. But I still wanted nicotine. I just didn't want a cigarette because cigarettes are fucking disgusting. And so even after 2 weeks of that I quit, I started to smell my clothes and stuff that had been around me when I was smoking, and I was like, I smelled like that and nobody fucking told me. That's ugh. And now nowadays I can't even be around smokers. If there's people smoking outside on a patio at a bar, I gotta get as far. I have to get upwind of that, or where it's not gonna hit me, right? Downwind, upwind, right? I don't want to be. I don't want to smell it because it'll make me gag. I actually had a few beers. 5 or 6 years ago, I was at a gay bar here in town hanging out with some friends, and I was drinking, and when you're drinking and being social, it's a little easier, and so I was like, it's been a decade since I quit smoking, let me try one. And it was a native spirit or whatever, really good quality cigarette, and it was a menthol, and I like menthols, and I had a few. I literally smoked a quarter of that cigarette, not even half, just a quarter of it. And within 5 minutes of smoking that quarter, I was puking in the alley. I was like, ugh. I couldn't. It was so nasty. I just can't get around cigarettes. And I vaped for a while. I did when vapes came out and they were new. I vaped for a long while. And those weren't really good for us either. So now I'm into the snus. I picked up snus when I lived in Europe. It's a Swedish thing. I'm so glad I found it. 2.5 packs a day. That's about where I was. 2.5 packs a day. Not at the very, very end, but at my worst. At my worst, I was 2.5 packs a day when I was working 3 jobs, and young, and my lungs can handle it. At my lightest, there at the end, I was smoking a pack a day. New photo streamer. Oh, hey, first time chat. Maple Glades. Hi, welcome. I don't know how to do shoutouts. I learned once and then I forgot. I need to make a note. I'm bad at the Twitch stuff, but hi. Thank you for joining us. Prescribe nicotine to help them with an illness? Really? Wow, that's wild. Wish I remember what illness it is. Yeah, let me know. That's interesting. Oh yeah, I am a fellow Arizonian. You are too? Oh, fun. Where in Arizona are you? That's dope. I know Ray's down in Tucson. I'm up here in the valley. PHX, baby. I don't necessarily want to be here forever, but this is where I'm at right now. I actually like my current living situation. And I just... Oh, really good news. Really good news. My rent's not going up this year for the first time ever since I've lived here in this valley, which I moved here in 2010. My rent has gone up dramatically every year. And for the first time, I don't know if it's this... Because, I'm a fucking millennial. I can't afford to buy a house. So, I don't know if it's this property management company that I just moved in here in March. And they've been alright with, work orders and things like that. But then I was really worried when I got the lease. I was like, I just know it's going to go up. I just know my experience has told me it's going to go up. And this year it didn't. And I even called them and was like, is this a mistake? And they're like, no, we're just keeping it the same this year, trying to give everyone a little bit of a break. And I was like, okay, thank you. I was like, it was amazing. I was so happy. So yeah, that's a good thing. No, the rent's not going up this year. Oh, Maple is Canadian? Oh, lucky. Oh, with a flapping little head and beady eyes, of course. Blame Canada. It's got a great stream, too. I'll check it out, Maple. I'll check it out. I love the little flapping head. That's great. Enjoy your fucking... I know Canada's probably not much better than us, but they're better than us. They have healthcare, and they're peaceful, and they know how to, like, apologize and be polite when they're out in public, and... Yeah, I'd rather be in Canada. In fact, a lot of my favorite streamers are Canadian. Maple's probably awesome. I haven't seen your streams yet, but a couple streamers that I watch that are not photographers, just like gamers. Classy Pax, he's Canadian. Milton T. Pike, he hasn't streamed in a while because he's doing some life stuff, but he's one of the funniest Canadians I've ever seen. He's great. A lot of good streamers come in. A lot of good stuff comes out of Canada. Shouted you out in the PhotoFam Discord, so maybe some folks you haven't seen will pop up. Oh, thank you. I'm also really shitty at using Discord. I try. I have my own channel and everything, but it doesn't... it's whatever. I get discouraged sometimes, and then I just give up. I'm like, what am I doing here? Also, if you want to shout out the long way, that's the thing that I learned and then forgot how to do. Let me see that. Yeah, without the brackets. So, slash... Ooh. Oh, wait. Oh, God. Back up. Slash shout out, and then their name. Okay, so slash shout out. And then no space, I assume. Or does it want a space? No space? Yes? Shout out. Okay, so let me see. Let me try this. Okay, it wants a space. Shout out space. Maple Blades. Hey! And then I'm sure there's a cooldown timer, right? So I can't do it again for somebody else right away. Shout out name. Yes. I see there's a lot of commands when I hit that slash. Holy cannoli. A lot of things pop up, eh? Wow. A lot of things pop up. Goodness me. I'll have to, like, fucking learn stuff. That's fine. My brain's not super... My psychologist told me, he's like, if I can give you some parting advice, keep in mind that an autistic brain might be more rigid than most, so keep yourself flexible and open-minded. And I was like, way ahead of you, dog. I think I'm a pretty open-minded person. The shoutouts have a timeout for multiple. You can now? Let's see. Ooh, shout out. And boop. Oh, I have to wait 1 minute 4 seconds before giving another shout out. Well, there's our answer to that. Oh, maybe the built-in Twitch shoutouts. I use the ICE command through Stream Elements. Yeah, I'm using it through fuck, do I use Streamlabs? Streamlabs? Yeah, that's what I use. That tea is not hot. Alright. Noon. We just had the worst lighting. Noon lighting. There's nothing quite as bad. You ever working outside with people? I didn't get to choose the light this day. I brought gear to help, and another photographer brought gear, and I ended up piggybacking off of that guy. But, because we both use the same receivers, radio receivers and transmitters. So that was nice. It was nice just having somebody else set up their shit. And I was like, you know what? Thank you. I appreciate this. This is good. I'll piggyback off of your situation. And I helped him move it around and stuff. Hello, that crop. Very cool to have found you. I'll have you on the side monitor as I keep editing here. Dope. Same, likewise. Nice to meet you. Thanks for popping up in the chat. I'll leave you a follow if I haven't already once I'm out of this situation. Oh, thank you for the follow as well. And Warp Speedo 20 days ago. Jesus Christ, has it been 20 days since I streamed last? God damn. Goodness. This wiki description. I had my dog on stream last night, and a viewer ID'd his breed exactly. Oh. 2T. Black mouth cur. Extremely active breed. Requires a great deal of exercise and very strangers. I've never heard of a black mouth cur. Huh. Interesting. I haven't had a dog since I was a kid. I've mostly been petless, or for some reason rabbits have been in my life a lot. Like this last one. Or cats. I have had one cat as an adult. Now, I grew up with a lot of cats, but my baby that was only 6 years old passed away in November. She was sick with cancer, and we had to put her down. My Whisper. You've probably seen her on stream before. She's gone. Actually, she's in a box behind me as ashes. So... But I have a pet rabbit left. I have one more pet, and it's a bunny. I've had a bunch of bunnies for some reason. As an adult, they just keep showing up in my life. And this one did exactly that. She literally just showed up in the yard one day. A neighbor came over and knocked on the door, and they're like, "Hey, you're a rabbit person, right? You've had rabbits?" And I was like, "Yeah, why?" And they're like, "There's a rabbit running around out here, and it's not wild." I was like, "Okay, let's go see if we can trap it." And then I kept it as, I tried to foster it and find it a home, find it a rescue anywhere I could take it. It's really hard to place a rabbit, so I just kept her. She's here permanently. She's not going to have a better life anywhere else. He's an adopted stray. That's the best kind. I swear in his past he must have posed for the wiki image. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, thanks. Fuck cancer indeed. Yeah, I remember Ray's a fan. I remember when you were in the hospital for that, dude. I remember when you were in the hospital for something. I think it was that. Yeah, I gotta keep an eye on myself now. It took 2 years, but COVID got me in 2022. So that was 2 years ago that I had COVID. It was around February, March of 2022 that I had COVID. And by the end of that year, the next spring, so like 2023, no, I think it was by the end of 2022, yes. By the end of 2022, my doctor was doing some routine blood work that I do every 6 months, right? And she found my T numbers, the numbers for your thyroid. Some of those were not good, and they were so not good, she was surprised that I wasn't losing hair. Like, she was like, "Your numbers are so off. This is usually, they're this bad when people are like losing hair." And I was like, "Well, I got a bunch of it, and half of it's shaved off, so I couldn't really tell you if I'm losing any." But no, I felt fine. And then when she told me I had thyroid disease, within a few weeks of asking me if I had all these symptoms that I didn't have, within a few weeks I did start having those symptoms. I never lost my hair, but I started feeling really, really tired and all these other things, and my appetite, everything was all fucked up. Thyroid does a lot for us. It's your endocrine system, right? Everything comes out of here. And so I went and I had what's that called? What they do to pregnant ladies to see the baby? Echo something. What's that? When they... Oh, god damn it. What's it called? Ultrasound. Thank you. Ultrasound. Brain. Thank you, brain. Ultrasound. They did an ultrasound on my thyroid. I've actually had a handful of those now. I've had one biopsy, which was... Do not recommend those. They aspirate. They numb you as best they can, but you're awake. And they take a needle, a very fine little aspiration needle, and they just fucking bop, 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 and they do it real fast and real hard. And they were taking samples of my nodes they found in my ultrasound that I have nodules growing. And so, yeah, I feel like there's always something sitting on my throat. Like it feels tighter. I have a very slow growing goiter. Very slow. So you shouldn't see it. I can't see it. I can barely feel anything. I can tell there's a bump. There's a few. There's actually more than a few. There's a bunch. There's like 7 or 8. I can only feel a couple of them if I really feel for it. But it scares the shit out of me. It could turn into cancer. That's why I have to keep an eye on it. I've had one endocrinologist tell me just get your thyroid removed and get on that pill for the rest. I'm already on one pill, and it would just switch to another pill if I had my thyroid removed. Alternatively, the thing that I really want to do, because my thyroid's not super bad, or because I don't have cancer right now. If I had cancer, I'd just take it away. Sure, take it out. But surgery is expensive and super invasive, and I'm not sure I want to lose that part of my anatomy if I don't have to. So I went and I got a second opinion, and this is important. If you know anybody with thyroid issues, or you yourself have thyroid issues, listen to this. There's a new thing. It's not really new. It's been done in a lot of Asian countries, especially in South Korea. In Japan, it's been done for like 18, 19 years now. This will be year 19 or 20 for this procedure. And in America, it's only been done for like 3 or 4 years, so there's not an insurance code for it. I was told by a doctor's office there's not an insurance code for this. That's why it's automatically denied. But the procedure is actually something I've already had done to a different part of my body. I have degenerative disc disease as well. You're learning all the things about me today. But I have a thing, degenerative disc disease, and it's everywhere. That's why I get Botox in my jaw every 3 months so I can talk. I have to take muscle relaxers before I stream so my mouth doesn't start to cramp up. But anyway, I had radio frequency ablation, RFA. Radio frequency ablation. I had that done one time. I was diagnosed with this stuff almost 11 years ago. And I've been in PT for 10 years. Off and on, not like every day, but off and on. A couple times a month for a decade. And I've had nerve ablation done once. And that's where they stick these big steel rods into your back, at least into my lower back. And they turn up the radio frequency and they fry your nerves. And so I had my nerves fried out a few years ago, and it's worn off now, but it's still not as bad. It like kind of took the edge off for probably a good half a decade. I don't know exactly when it's gonna go full-blown pain again, but I have chronic pain all the time. It just dulled the pain. So anyway, radiofrequency ablation, it's handy dandy for lots of things. And in Korea and Japan, and now in the States for a while, there's been doctors all over who have been using that same technique to fry and shrink nodules that are growing where they shouldn't be growing. And there's one doctor, one in the whole damn state of Arizona, and he's here in the Valley. I think he's actually in Phoenix, of all places. Usually they're in Scottsdale, but this one's in Phoenix. I forget his name. I have a whole packet with his information here somewhere. But I went to him last May, and I was like, all right, here's everything. Here's all the things I've had done, biopsy results, ultrasound numbers. Like, there's measurements of each nodule, like they've measured them. And I was like, here's all my information, blood work, everything. And he looked at it all, and he was like, sat with me for probably 15-20 minutes, touched my throat, did the palpitations, they have to feel it, all that stuff. And he was like, you're a perfect candidate for this procedure. And I was like, oh, well, how exciting. They accepted my insurance far enough to see me in the doctor's office that day. So I was like, oh, this is great. But that's when I learned this procedure is pretty new here, and insurance doesn't like to they don't like to cover anything. We live in a society where healthcare is based on profit. That's disgusting. So anyway, where I'm at right now basically is I'm a perfect candidate for this procedure that could essentially shrink my thyroid nodules down to such a degree that it would give my thyroid a chance to level itself out, and potentially I wouldn't have to take any medication ever. Because he's done this before to people at my stage of it. And if I don't, the other alternative is to have it hacked out of me and to have a terrible recovery period. And I hope that's not my bunny making a noise. I might have to go investigate that in a second. I don't want to deal with the recovery. I don't want to necessarily have a big invasive surgery. So anyway, it was a kind of a fight for 6 months with my insurance. The insurance never heard anything of it, or pretended they never heard anything of it. I kind of got tired of fighting with stuff. Then my cat got sick. Then the holidays came around, and now it's January and I'm thinking about it again. So, but the problem is my insurance probably won't cover it, and it's going to be an out-of-pocket cost of a whopping $8,000. $8,000. Guess what I don't have? It's $8,000. I don't have it. I'm paying off this computer that I paid $4,500, $5,000 for this. A lot. Yeah, but I'm still paying that off. That was a loan. My camera, that was a loan. You know, like it's one thing at a time for me. I can't just whip out a credit card and go, all right, I'm going to charge $8,000 to it today. I don't even know. It's like, so, yeah. And I don't know about GoFundMe. That's kind of seems like a scam nowadays. A lot of people have problems with that. So I'm just frustrated. Anyway, that was kind of a rant. That's where I'm at. Thyroid disease. I'm a candidate for this thing, but I don't have money for it. I don't want to get a surgery, but they're still slow growing, and it's kind of just like the clock is ticking, and my anxiety is just poop. You got it in 22, had a shot in a wedding period week. Oh yeah, that'll do it. I know where I caught mine. I caught mine at a drag pageant. I had to work a drag pageant, like a beauty pageant for drag queens, right? And I know that's where I got it. I know that's where I got it because that was the only busy thing I was at, and it was so crowded. And there were people in there that didn't look well. That shouldn't have been out. I had my first cold last month since getting lymph nodes out. Drainage was definitely a bitch. Oh, I bet. 2 tumors on my thyroid. Oh my god. 1 biopsy. They're benign, fortunately. Yeah, mine were benign as well. My tongue biopsy was the worst. My helicopter flight alone was $80,000. What the fuck? Sorry. My whole cancer battle was about $500,000. Okay. So when are we gonna fucking riot? When are we gonna have a general strike? I don't want to make this a political thing, but our lives are fucking at stake and we're dying out here. When are we gonna do something about this? Holy shit. None of us can afford to get sick. I'm sorry, that is I lived in a socialist country for a little bit. I lived in Norway for 2.5, 3 years, tops. And, dude, I had a friend 6 months in there. I didn't know a whole lot. I was 19, just moved to a different country alone, okay? Didn't have anybody, I didn't go with anybody else. And I had a buddy who I met there, and he was in a motorcycle accident with his girlfriend. They weren't wearing helmets. They were lucky they both had their lives after it. Basically, they were both drinking, and that's what saved them, I think, was being loose. But they ran into a wall, like a brick wall of a building. And she was okay. She was a little banged up, but he was more than banged up. His whole left femur was absolutely destroyed, like little shards of femur, right? So they had to, like, scoop all that out, put a fake femur in, and there was a helicopter ride. There was hospital. There was surgery. There was rehab. There was a nurse sent to his home. A nurse sent to his home after rehab. Imagine that. Someone comes to your home to check on you, make sure you're doing well. Whoa. All of that. Helicopter, hospital, surgery, rehab, nurse. Plus whatever else, all this shit, all the bed that he had to have at his home for a little while to raise and lift, his leg was up in the sling, like all this medical equipment, and we were living in a collective because that's how I lived at the time. It was cheaper to live in a big house with a bunch of rooms and everybody rented out a room. And so that's what this was. And he was one of my roommates. And I went in there one day after he was home and the nurse had left, and he was with it. He was fine. He was just kind of on some pain meds. And I was like, dude, wow, I'm glad you're okay. You've been through so much. And we got to talking, and I was like, how much was all this? Because I'm from America, where this would bankrupt you, right? And I was like, how much was all this, dude? And he held up his hand, and it was in the shape of a 0. And I was like, what do you mean, 0? Do you have insurance? And he asked me, he was like, he was roughly he was a few years older than me. He was probably in his late 20s, or mid 20s. And he was like, what's insurance? Like, he asked me point blank, I don't know what that is. What is that? And I had to explain to him, like, our structure and how it works here and how insurance is. And I explained to him how everything was. And he just looked at me puzzled, and he was like, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. In Norwegian. He was like, that's doom. And I was like, what do you mean that's dumb? And he was like, I was like, you don't have insurance? And he's like, no. He's like, my government does this wild thing where it takes care of its people. And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, well, I work. You work. Because I started working in Norway 1 week after I got there. And he was like, you pay your taxes? 35%? I pay my taxes. 35%. And he's like, where do you think your taxes go here? And I was like, I don't know, wherever they want it to. And he's like, no, it's wherever we want it to. They actually have a form that you can fill out when you do your taxes in Norway, and you get to choose where you want your tax money to go. But a bunch of it is automatically allocated to healthcare and education. And I was like, oh, so wait, if I get sick, I hadn't been sick there yet. Eventually I did get sick there, and I did have to go to the ER, and it was wonderful. But I was like, so wait, if I get sick and I have to go to the hospital, it's not going to cost me anything? And he's like, no. Haven't you been to the doctor yet? And I was like, no, I was afraid it was expensive here. And he's like, it's not going to cost you anything. Go to the doctor. And I was like, oh, okay. And so for the next 2.5, 3 years, I experienced socialized medicine, universal healthcare, and it was phenomenal. It was great. Waiting times? Who is she? Don't know her. Never experienced that. Always got to pick my own doctor. It's not like the NHS. I know the NHS has its own problems, but Norway's got it figured out. They had it figured out when I lived there. Their cops also don't carry guns. They don't have a homeless they have no homeless people. They don't have a houseless epidemic. But that's, wacky socialism. We can't have that. Richest country in the world. Certainly we can't afford that. Not when we have an overbloated military budget and everything goes for war for resources. We're single-handedly funding a genocide. We fund an entire country to have healthcare, housing, and everything for them subsidized. But we can't have that? I'm sorry. Y'all need to get ready for a general strike, okay? Can we do that, friends? Can we do that, please? Can we get ready for a general strike? Can you get into mutual aid? Can you start talking to your neighbors? Make sure y'all have everything you need? Because, yeah, okay. Thank you. That's my rant for the day. Insurance companies are the ripoffs. We shouldn't have them. I lived in a place where they don't exist. At least not in the capacity that they do here. It's pretty neat. In fact, our healthcare system is it's kind of one of a kind. It's kind of only this shitty here. It's pretty great everywhere else in the world. Talk to Canada, he knows. Maple knows what's up. It's not perfect, but it's better than what we got. I'd say Denmark. Well, Finland and Denmark, theirs is pretty damn perfect. Theirs is the closest to the ideal healthcare system, I'd say. I didn't mean to click this down. Can you stay up? Nope. Up. There we go. I did not mean to go on that rant. I'm so sorry. But 500,000? That pissed me off. That made me go off. I'm sorry. Now I'm scratchy. Now I'm anxious. Whoa, that makes me mad. You think the average American has good insurance? You think people can just afford to get sick like that? People can't even afford to have kids anymore. You know how expensive it is just to have a baby? Jesus Christ. Not to get too political, but I'd feel better if my taxes were going to healthcare more than 80% to military spending. Yeah, if we took... One last note here. I follow stuff and I stay informed, and my mom taught me a long time ago when I was a kid too, two things. Question authority, follow the dollar. She also got me into George Carlin and Bill Hicks, if that tells you anything about who I am or where I come from. Question authority, follow the dollar. So I followed a lot of dollars, okay? And I've seen our military budget. Or at least what they tell us is our military budget. Not to mention the trillions that the Pentagon just loses every year, every time they're audited. But if we took our official military budget that you can look up on whatever .gov it's available on, and you slash that budget by 75%, 75%! 3/4. If you slash that budget by 75%, you would still have the biggest and most well-funded military on the planet. Not to mention we have thousands of bases in only a couple of hundred countries. We are the world police. We always have been. I don't want to get into it, but oh boy, yeah. We could slash a whole lot of military funding and slash a whole lot of genocidal funding. We're not even funding just our own military, but other people's. We could take all that money, the billions that we send away, and spend on war, carnage, terror, or like the fucking drug war here that's proven to be a disaster for the past 40 years. Or, we could radically shift our military-industrial complex and stop having slaves. Anything like that. We could take all the profits that would come from we could stop oppressing people. And take all that money. Dump it into infrastructure, education, healthcare. We could have high-speed rail like Japan. We could have healthcare like Denmark or Norway. We could have peace. We could have critical thinking. We could learn race theory. We could be number one in the world for education if only we put resources into it. But instead, we have shit like No Child Left Behind and standardized tests, which just show us year after year the schools' budgets are shrinking, teachers are leaving, charter schools are on the rise, those teachers don't even have credentials. We're just... The literacy rate right now, dude, I saw the literacy rate the other day for America. It is falling off a cliff. 60%? 40? 60%? I think it's half. It's right around half of all Americans that are age 16 to 65 have the reading level of a 6th grader. That's terrifying to me. Because comprehension, communication, breaks down. That's where you really start to lose a grasp on just basic communication. So, anyway. Yep. Yeah, we definitely need to reevaluate where our money goes and what we're promoting. Because what we're doing right now ain't it, sis. Hi, Odor him cosplay. It's going. We can also give all that money to me so I don't have to work anymore. I can just take pictures of bugs all day. That would be nice. Yeah, you had that in 4th grade? Dude, I don't know if you're my age. I forget how old everybody is here. Hi, first time. I'm Becca Images. Hello. Welcome. I'm millennial, right? I graduated high school in the early aughts. So 2000 something. And when I was in 8th grade, this isn't a brag, this is just something I remember, but when I was in 8th grade, they did this thing called accelerated reader. It was AR. I remember that. And we had to sit at little computers in the library and take a little accelerated reader quiz that would tell us what our reading level was, okay? And I remember, excuse me, I remember taking mine, yeah, you remember accelerated reader? Right. And so I remember taking mine in 8th grade, right when I got into like junior high, right before high school. They gave us this test like halfway through 8th grade year, and you didn't get to know the results right away. Like, they had to check it and interpret it for you and then give you like a printout, or at least that's how they did it at my school. And so I just did the quiz, walked away, like logged out, walked away, went about my day. And at the end of that day, I remember the principal and another member of office staff coming to me during my last hour, pulling me out of class like 10 minutes early. I thought I was in trouble. I thought I'd done something wrong. Like, did I accidentally cheat on the test? Like, did I, like, what did I do? And they came in and they were like, so here's your results on this test. We're not talking to everybody individually, but we wanted to talk to you because you have the reading level of a sophomore in college. And I was like, oh? And they asked me a bunch of questions. They're like, how long have you been reading? What do you read? Da-da-da-da-da. And then they checked like my library checkout history, and they saw that I was reading a bunch of stuff. And I'd also been reading since I was, I don't know, 3 or 4. I started reading pretty early. I think I could read before I could talk. I'm not sure. But, autistic. But, yeah. Apparently when I was in 8th grade, I had the reading level of a college sophomore. And I just thought that was normal. I think I was one of 2 kids in my school that had college level reading. I think I was the highest. I also I did an IQ test, and I tested as a genius, which in college I later learned that IQ tests are bullshit, and I wrote a whole dissertation about it. But I don't trust those. But my reading level was really strong, and I thought that was kind of the case for most people, but I guess I was wrong. I guess I was way wrong. Damn, I frequently forgot how old I am. Oh, I do that all the time. I forget how old I am all the time. I remember accelerated reader. I'm an elder millennial or zennial. I was born in the late 80s, so I don't think I'm an elder millennial, because I know somebody who was born in 1980 who's considered an elder millennial. Whereas I was born at the tail end of the 80s. I don't remember the 80s. I remember the 90s, though. My memory started in 1990. Elder millennial, I think I'm just a cliche millennial. Like, bam smack in the middle of the generation. I tested as a genius too, which is how you know those tests are bullshit. 81 here. 81. Oh, okay, yeah, you're elder millennial. I'm a few years younger than you, about 6 under you, I think. I just turned, I won't tell you exactly how old I am, but I'm in my late 30s now. I'm pushing 40, and I just had a birthday in December. But, yeah, I'm starting to look my age and feel my age. I saw a wrinkle the other day, and I was like, no, that's my first one. Oh, thank you. 92, husband 85. Oh, yeah, you're right in there, huh? Smack in the middle. I remember the 80s. You didn't miss much. Oh, there's some great music. I personally listen to a lot of 80s music. You don't look a day over 90. I actually went to a protest the other day here in Phoenix for Palestine, and there was a 90-year-old woman, Palestinian woman, in the march with her walker and her helper, someone, maybe her son or something helping her. But it was so cool to see her there. I was like, that's awesome. I talked to her. That's how I got to learn she was 90. Anyway, I better get through these real quick. I gotta leave soon and go run a few errands. I've taken the last few weeks off, and now I have to, do stuff. I have to, go back to normal and do stuff. No joke. I think it would be poetic in a way if being dead at the same time, and if it could happen when he's 92 and I'm 85. That'd be fun. That'd be cool. Well, hopefully you live longer than that. Hopefully you both live 1,000 years. No. I think it'd be cool to hit triple digits, but then again, once you're that old, do you really want to be alive anymore? My dad was 80 when he was diagnosed with multiple myeloma. They gave him 3 months. He made it 3 years. And he died when he was 83. And I remember asking him every year, like when he turned 70, 75, 80, I remember being like, so, how old do you feel? And until he got sick, he never really felt his age. He always felt younger. He was a vibrant dude. He was more active than me. He could run circles around me when he was in his 70s and I was in my 20s. Like, it was ridiculous. He was an active dude. But then when he got sick, he became a shell of who he was. And I remember asking him, like, would you want to live? Like, his dad, my grandpa, lived to like 96. And most of the men on his side lived to be like 90 something. Even back in the 18 somethings, they were living a really long time. And he was like, no. He's like, I've lived long enough. This is enough. I was like, okay. I really hope I can get on that page one day. Live long enough to feel that way. Took a drone class, never got a drone. Oh, shoot. If I've ever hit 100, I'm just going to say I drink coffee every day and playing Animal Crossing helps you live forever. Hell yeah. If I ever hit 100, same thing except Red Dead and Grand Theft Auto. Playing that every day helps you live forever. Took a drone class, never got a drone. I'm certified. Nope, but I'm certifiable. Oh, you love my glasses? Oh, thank you. I need it for the real estate since 70% more. Yeah, that's why I never get real estate bookings, because it's all drone nowadays. And I briefly got into drones, but then, yeah. That was back when they were kind of expensive, though. Now they're probably a heck of a lot cheaper. But thank you. My glasses, they are prescription. I just ordered a new pair that will be just like these, except green, where these are red. I'm trying to switch everything up. It's been black and red for a long time, and now I'm trying to slowly get into black and green. My hair used to be fire truck red, and I got tired of it being fire truck red. We're gonna go to like black and green now. I was really interested in getting a drone, but I said not to. Rules change on daily. Yeah, exactly. Oh, I feel that. I may or may not be biased towards green, too. My favorite color is black, but I like to pair black with stuff. And the two things I like to pair black with are red, obviously, look around me. Or my favorite is matrix green, which is its own color, in its own right. It has its own code, color code. Big matrix fan. It is nice. Yeah, it'd be cool if your company pays for the training. That'd be dope. So anyway, let me talk about what we're doing again. It's been a while. This is from a Mandalorian potluck that happened over the weekend. It's an annual thing. Bunch of Star Wars nerds get together and dress up and eat food. Well, eat food, then dress up. Then take pictures. And I did it last year and I did it this year. And right now, all I'm doing is going through. We took them off the memory card. We got them into Lightroom. And over the next few streams, I'm going to just stream. I don't really have much going on the next few days except to be here and do this. So I'll probably stream a lot of this. You might miss some of the stuff. I might do some stuff offline, but for the most part, I'll do it all online. And eventually, we'll get down to where we pick out a few and we do stuff like this. Some full fantasy edits, if you will. That's what I call them. Super edits, full fantasy edits, whatever. But, yeah, we'll make the Mandos look fancy and shiny and neat. Here's some, I think, Destiny characters for you gamers out there. Halo. I never played Destiny, but I was told that I would enjoy it. I'm a big Fallout fan. Definitely love. That was a fun shoot. Shot that inside under terrible lighting. Most of these are shot in a convention center. We're lucky if we can get outside. So yeah, this is the goal, is to do some of them we're gonna edit like this. Oh, thank you. These are awesome. Thank you. I try. My first one, if it's still here, I'll show you my first one I ever did. It's the most frequently stolen. In fact, I recently found out that it's being sold on Etsy and eBay as a car hood wrap. It's my first, this one, my Deadpool. the original watermark I had on it was my first company name, which is just my name. And unfortunately, it was pretty faint, but everywhere that it's stolen, that is for sale, you can see my watermark. So it's pretty easy takedown. All I got to do is send an email and say, hey, knock that shit off or I'm going to sue you. But it's a pain in the ass. This is the easiest thing ever. I can edit this in 5 minutes. You know how many hours I've spent on other ones? And this is the one that gets stolen. I wonder if Disney knows that. Yeah, that'd be nice. Because I don't sell this. I do not sell prints of these because I know better. I know what the mouse does. I know that evil. I don't want that. I don't want to bring that evil in my house. I don't want to bring that evil here. No, thank you. I don't sell this stuff. I sell like, let me show you. Let's see. What do I fucking sell? Here. I think I have some cosplay art for sale. But mostly, I sell this stuff. Like, my digital shit that I've made. Like, I did this on stream. This was a stream thing. You can buy that. Nobody's ever fucking bought it. But, you know, like, I have prints for sale. These are pictures that I've taken. If you like them, you buy them, and the watermark gets removed. But yeah, that's... I don't try to sell... I don't fuck around. I'll have to check what I have in here later, but I don't think it's, I don't think it's anything that's gonna get me in trouble. So yeah. Anyway, I do everything. You might see me edit drag one day, or UV, or some events where people are blowing fire, or weddings, families, grads, corporate shit, pets, stuff, places. This one got stolen recently. My shot of the San Diego Convention Center. That one I saw somewhere. Like, god damn it. It's frustrating. And I do graphic design. Oh, this. I did a movie. I did the behind the scenes photography on this movie, and I also got to make the flyers, posters, not flyers, posters for it. Love it. I can't wait to go see this movie. Oh my god! Hey, anybody who lives in Tucson, please go get tickets to this movie. I'll share the link on my Facebook later if you're linked with me. Tucson, February 22nd. Fucking theater. What is that theater? Hold on. I'm just going to look at my email in front of you guys. Here, it's right here. Left It Wall, playing at the Screening Room, February 22nd, 2024, 7:30 p.m. Tickets are $5 because it's a little low-budget indie movie, but it took this guy 2.5 years of work to make. I did the behind-the-scenes photography on it, and I got to make these posters. And I've only seen I'm actually in the movie for like, I don't know, 20 seconds. I don't have a speaking role. I'm just sitting at a bar drinking a fake drink, while there's a scene happening between Joe Pepitone and Gareth Reynolds, which are two of the funniest people that are on the planet. So yeah, check it out. It's gonna be a great movie. I'm excited. I just got my tickets today. I'm gonna go see it February 22nd. So I'll be in Tucson. If we got any Tucson people here. I love Pixie Set so far. Oh yeah, I have Pixie Set. That's what that is. Yeah, you probably recognize that. Hold on, let me. Jesus, you know that technically you don't have to make money off it. Be copyright infringement. Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, Disney can suck my dick though. There's got to be something with cosplayers and fan art. Like there's got to. It's under the guise of fan art. So kiss my butt, Disney. They still could, but yeah, they can also kiss my ass. My Smug Mug is due to renew in February. I don't do Smug Mug. That's too much money. $500? Jesus Christ. Move to Pixie Set. Yeah, I don't pay that much. I could pay, I think the most is $425 for like everything. You get all the things, the whole shebang. But I only pay for my website, the hosting galleries, so that clients can, download their images, and that's it. I pay for those two things, and I also get a couple services from them for free. So, and I think it's $150 a pop for both of those once a year. So in January and July, I pay about $145, and that's for like the top end gallery and website. with like unlimited whatever, 1,000 gigabytes or whatever. So yeah, Pixieset's great. Pixieset doesn't take the cut if you're a paid subscriber. No, Pixieset does not take a cut. You're not in Tucson. Your Instagram link didn't work. Mine? Oh shit! I am working on a new link thing. I did take down my link tree, and I am in the middle of doing that right now. Actually, I was doing it here. I'm working on a new link page with a fancy QR code and stuff. So that's coming up. My Instagram though. Let me get over here and show you. We'll just open her up right here so you can see, and then I'll link it in the chat. Whoop, that's Milton T. Pike. That's another Twitch streamer I love. I don't know why it linked straight to him. He might have been the last person I looked at. I'm not on Instagram much. Whoops. So here's what it looks like, but let me see if I can drop this in chat. And this will take you there. There you go. Technically, even fan art could be copyright infringement if the copyright owner chooses to go after them. They just usually don't. Yeah, I know. They can also kiss my butt. On Twitch, to clarify, this one on your website did work. Oh, on Twitch? Oh, okay, thank you. I'll have to double check my Twitch. I sold my daycare photos on my SmugMug store, and SmugMug took over $400 in fees? Ew, no! Pixieset doesn't do that. SmugMug, go to hell. Now I can't. No, don't renew SmugMug, my friend. Go to Pixieset. Good lord. I did a bunch of homework before it was a few years ago now that I got my website, but I spent countless nights looking at, like, comparing SmugMug, Pixieset, and there's a couple others. And finally I was just like, you know what, Pixieset looks like the one. SmugMug, I don't like, they just didn't give me a good vibe. And now I see why. You're better off selling direct and using millers to ship directly to the client or whatever the lab you want. Pixieset, let me just show you right now. I won't get into my account and show you like private stuff, but Pixieset basically doesn't take a cut, but they facilitate the printing. So I can pick whatever lab from a drop-down menu of labs that they have, and they have some of the best labs. They have Pro DPI, they have Bay Photo, which is one of my favorites. They make gorgeous metal prints. Oh my god. Bay Photo probably makes them the best metal prints I've ever seen. There's a bunch of others. There's a whole drop-down menu of labs you can choose. I usually alternate between Pro DPI and Bay Photo, depending upon if it's like more fine arty or just prints, like 8x10s. And they show you exactly what the cost is to have the lab produce it. And then it's a really easy like math menu. You don't really have to think. You can just look at the price and be like, okay, that's what it's going to cost the lab to make it. Here's what I want to set the price for the customer so that I get a little, right, you want to get a little profit off your work. So I set it like 50-50, so that my customers are paying a little more for their prints than they would if they went straight to a lab, but I'm getting profit on it. Pixieset's not getting anything. They just get money from me that one time a year when I pay for my service, or their service. So, yeah, it's pretty nice. And I have sold a few prints. I had a couple of friends from back home. I'm from the Midwest, and when I opened my print store page, I had some friends go in and they bought a couple, like one of them bought my San Diego spiral as like 11 by 12 or something, and I got a little bit of money from that. It was pretty cool. And Pixieset didn't take anything. It's just the lab. The lab took what they take to make it, and then I took my little extra cut. So that was pretty cool. It's just that easy. That's my commercial for Pixieset. I've been using Weebly. I've heard of Weebly. That was one of the ones I researched before using Pixieset and have built a Pixieset. Waiting to subscribe it. Subscribe to Weebly once. Yep. Cool. Yeah. Run it out and then use the new one. I work for Sinceria, who owns Bay Photo. Nice! I didn't know that. That's cool. I like Bay Photo. It was my primary lab before I switched to Miller's, and I still occasionally use them for some things. I use Bay on SmugMug. Le Gasp. I am also originally from the Midwest. I'm from Illinois. Cornfields and nothing. Whenever I say I'm from Illinois, people are like, "Oh, Chicago," and I'm like, "No, no. If I was from Chicago, I would just say I'm from Chicago." But no, I'm from Illinois. And you know I'm from Illinois because I'm saying Illinois and not Illinois, like a lot of people, which, what the hell? I get that a lot around here. People are like, "Oh, you're from Illinois?" I'm like, "No, never heard of that. Don't know who she is, but I'm from Illinois." Minnesconsin. Yeah. Oh, vet school in Illinois. Cool. Vet school in Illinois. If you're from that Minnesconsin area, she probably went down by the Quad Cities there around Chicago. Or maybe she went down all the way to Peoria. Champaign, they also have vet schools, I think. U of I. U of I is around there somewhere. Yeah, Illinois. That's where I'm from. I'm from a little bitty small town called Nokomis. All white, 2,000 people when I was living there. There was one family of color that's still there, and I'm still friends with that little girl. We grew up together. But mostly all white and small town, small minds. Had to get the heck out of there. I'd rather live near a city. Unfortunately, I'm smack in the middle of a city. I'd rather be on the outskirts of it. But that's where we're at. I just couldn't stay in that small town anymore. I go back and visit plenty. I still got lots of friends there. Well, not everyone stayed, thank God. A lot of them got out, but I still have some friends there. And I do like to visit them. Ooh, Colorado. I've had a lot of friends transplant to Colorado and Oregon, and I hear lovely things. I think the cost of living in Colorado is too high for me now. I should have went there before the big weed boom. If I'd have moved to Colorado instead of moving to Arizona, I might be able to have survived. Start pronouncing it like Illinois. That's what my mom always said, Illinois. Champaign. Yep, Champaign. Yep, I lived not in it, but near it. I'm not from around there, but I briefly lived on that side of Illinois for a few years. And I always went to Champaign when I was a kid. They have a really cool place called Dallas and Company. And outside there's a T-Rex, like coming out of the wall, like a statue of a T-Rex, like breaking through. And inside it's just like a costume and magic shop. It's like a year-round Halloween store, basically, with a bunch of cool stuff. That's what you go to Champaign for, Dallas and Company. 20 minutes outside the city is about where I want to be. Yep, I'd like to, well, I don't want to be too close because I don't want the city to catch up with me. I want to be around maybe half an hour, maximum hour drive into the middle of the city. So, right, I would want to live a little past, like if I lived here in Phoenix, I'd want to live a little past the 303. Like a little bit out there where you start to see more desert and less people. Like an emergent, yeah. Champagne. No, you spelled it right the first time. Champagne. It's like pain, like you're in pain, but it's got a G in it, yeah. Suburb of Denver. I've driven through. One time after my dad died, my mom and dad died. Oh, my mom, my grandma, and my dad, and 2 pets died 9 months, like within 9 months. And with my mom and dad being in Illinois and dying, I had to like put all my shit. Some friends hung on to all my stuff, and finally I was able to get a U-Haul. And I went to Illinois, flew out there, got the U-Haul, filled it up, drove all my shit back. I didn't inherit anything, didn't want to, but I did have some bigger items that I couldn't fit in my car, like a shelf. My dad built a coffin before I was born and turned it into a shelf. It's like a 6'1" coffin. Like you could fit in it if you took the shelves out and get buried in it if you want to, but it's a shelf and it's got knickknacks on it. And I didn't want to get rid of that, so I had to U-Haul that shit through the country to get it out here. And I made the bright idea of going through Colorado because I thought, oh, it's gonna be pretty, and it was, but it was absolutely fucking terrifying in a U-Haul going through those mountains. But man, Colorado looked like once you get up out of Denver, and let's say you're heading towards Arizona, so whatever that is, I remember going up towards the mountains. We had to get up in them and through them to come down and around to Arizona. And when you get up off the Denver Plateau into the mountains, everything looked like a postcard. Like, I remember looking out the side of the U-Haul just for a brief moment, and I saw this, like, we were on a highway, and there was a waterfall just cutting right through the mountain, and there was, like, 2 deer kind of staggered just on the mountainside, and it was all mossy and green and beautiful. It was the middle of summer, and there was one deer was just looking straight at me, and the other one was, like, head bent down getting a drink, and I was just like, wow, there's a postcard. Like, I wish I wasn't going 60 miles an hour so I could take a picture of it. It's gorgeous. I would like to go camping in Colorado, like kayaking and stuff. The rivers that I drove past were gorgeous. Yeah, but I do not recommend going through Colorado in a U-Haul. It's absolutely horrifying. I didn't understand that apparently I have a phobias of box trucks. I was in a semi when I was a kid, didn't scare me, but when I got in a U-Haul, I blacked out. I wasn't driving, thankfully. Somebody else was first, like we were driving in shifts. But the first stretch, I got so hyped up I passed out like for a second in the cab, and I was like, okay, we're gonna have to make some ground rules. We can't take this thing over 60 mile an hour. And then that rule turned into 55 mile an hour. And it was so scary. But we got it. We got through it. But no, do not recommend. Fuck U-Haul trucks. Also, their seats don't recline. It's not comfortable. Never been camping? Oh, you're one of those. That's fine. That's okay. That's okay. Glamping's cute. It can be fun. Colorado needs more alligators. It has a moderately acceptable level of rattlesnakes. Arizona's got plenty of those. We don't have any alligators, but we got rattlesnakes. Well, the zoo has some gators, but not in the wild. Plenty of snakes, though. I've seen snakes while hiking out here. It's kind of spooky. Phobias of bathroom stuffs. Camping's not for me. I'm planning a trip to Arizona for rattlesnakes. Well, if you come down here to Arizona and you hang out, you're going to have to hang out with me and Razorfan. We're going to have to, like, get together and, I don't know, do something. Hell, have lunch, take some pictures of shit, walk around. We're going to have to. That has to happen. Yeah, camping. I don't know. I guess if you never go or you have issues with stuff like that I understand. I'm sure the only reason I enjoy camping is because my dad, when I was a kid, my dad was he was old. He was like 50 something when I was born, so he was out of the service for a long time, but he was a Marine back in the day, back in the 50s. And so he knew all the survival skills and shit. And when I was like, one of my earliest memories, like age 5, 6, was learning how to shoot a .22 because I pointed at his gun safe and said, "What's that?" So he taught me how to clean, disassemble, reassemble, and shoot a firearm. I had to clean it, disassemble it, and reassemble it before I was allowed to put a bullet in it. So there's that. I've also never hurt anybody with a gun, never hurt any creature with a gun, never hurt myself with a gun. And I've been shooting them since I was 6. But anyway, my dad taught me how to build a fire when I was like 5 or 6, and he started taking me camping because he went camping and he figured if this kid's going to be around, she's going to have to learn how to go camping, and I might as well teach her how to start a fire. And so I was doing the flint stuff, and then he let me start messing around with matches. But everything I learned, I had to learn the real way to do it. And then he was like, all right, now you can have a lighter. Once you figured out flint and matches, now you can have a lighter. But yeah, I can go out in the woods. I could probably survive a few weeks in the woods before I got tired of it and wanted to get out. I can find water. I know how to clean the water. I know how to make shelter. I know a bunch of different knots to tie things off. I know basically how to suture up a cut. I know how to start a fire. I know how to start different fires. So like an in the ground kind of a oven fire, which is like depends on weather. Like any season, I can start a different fire for any season. Yeah. I know how to I know how to magnetize like I keep a piece of silk and wool in my bug out bag at all times with a paper clip, and I know how to do the trick where you rub it, drop it on a leaf, put it in water, and it'll tell you where north is. I've done that before. Like, all that shit. It's all fun. But as you learn that stuff as a kid, like, it's fun. I wanted to go outside. I wanted to, when I was, by the age of like 11 or 12, I was so, I guess, apt at being outdoors, because I lived out in the country, and my backyard was woods. And so I just, like, during the summer, we had a campsite, we had a fire pit, and I would have friends. I had tents, and I would set up tents and invite friends to come out and go camping and teach my friends how to start fires and shoot guns and, all that shit. But there was one year that my dad, I begged and begged and begged. I was like, can I go to boot camp? Can I go to, like, join the Girl Scouts or whatever? And he's like, honey, you've been doing Girl Scouts this whole time. And I was like, okay, yeah, fair. And, like, he would have let me join, but he was just like, do you want to just stay out in the woods this summer? Is that what you want? And I was like, I think so. I think that's what I want to do. I want to live out in the woods for the whole summer. And like 2 months. And he was like, okay, we'll see how long you last. He thought I'd last like 2 days, but I made it like 5 weeks before I got sick of it and wanted to come back in the house. But every day, I only came up to the house to like wash up and grab more food, because I didn't hunt. We weren't hunters. My dad taught me never kill anything unless you're starving. But if I had food in the house, I just walk up to the house, grab food, go back down the campsite. Anyway, that was a story. Oh boy. You show me where the rattlesnakes are. Sure, we can find some. I can definitely take you to the zoo and show you a bunch of different ones that we've caught. We need to have a team meetup. I used to conceal carry certified. I'm hunter safety certified, and I've taken a woman's pistol course. Ooh, good for you. That's awesome. That's great. I'm not to get political or anything, but I went so far left, I got my guns back. So, if that tells you anything, I'm not quite a liberal, right? Because they're mostly right-wing at this point. But I went so far left, I got my firearms back. So, we're good. We know how to use guns. We're pro-gun. But I'm actually pro, like Norway. I like what Norway has. They make it really, really hard to get a gun, and very, very expensive to have a license. So those are like the first two deterrents right away. It's expensive and it's hard. But you have to pass a psychological evaluation to make sure you're not cuckoo before they put a firearm in your hand. And I like that. I think that's neat. So the more evaluations we can have for folks getting firearms, the better off we're going to be. I know a lot of people aren't going to agree with me, and that's whatever. To each their own. But I believe we should be armed. If you go to Girl Scouts, it's just a flex. You're not going to learn anything. You don't want any. Yeah, exactly. That's what my dad pretty much said. Fun thing, you do not actually teach how to make fire without matches in boot camp when I was in the military. Yeah, they did not. Oh, they did not? Huh. That's weird. Well, they did for my dad. And it was a long time ago. It's a good story. Thank you. There's a rattlesnake point on South Mountain. There is a rattlesnake point on South Mountain. There's also one on North Mountain, which is where I've seen a rattlesnake while hiking, is North Mountain. Evening. Hello. Hello. What a concept. Make sure you're not cuckoo before owning a gun. Wow, I know, right? Yeah, hi, Frank. Hi, guys. Thank you all for dropping in. This is so nice. Fuck, it's already 2:30. What time? I think I have one more hour before I have to skedoodle. We'll see. I haven't heard anything yet. I have to run timely errands. Time-sensitive errands. Anyway, I'm just really dicking around. Twitch does not really allow for me to get a lot done. But that's fine. That's fine. Once we pick out what we want here and we really get into the editing stuff, it'll be fine. Right now it's just kind of like going through, straightening shit out. And then I'll go through and color correct everything. And then I'll go through and pick everything that I want to like do the special treatment to. And then once we get there, it'll be a lot more streamlined of a process. Right now it's just kind of like, all these pictures, let's look at them. Whew. Not in basic training. I did learn how to in tech school. I had to go to airborne job. Oh, wow. I saw a rattlesnake when I was doing a couple session in Marana. Wow. Did you get the couple to pose with it? Looking forward to my shoot tomorrow. 12-week-old pup called Basil, or Basil, depending upon where in the world you are. That's so cute. A pup? Huh. I love a pup. A cockapoo. Oh, wow. What a cutie patoots. There'll be folks to raid out when you're wrapping up, no rush. Oh, yeah. No, I don't know. I forgot how to raid. I did that once. I think I have to go to... Can I do it from Streamlabs, or do I have to go to Twitch? Because the last time I raided, I did it from Twitch itself. Which I'm happy to do if I have to do that. Is it a slash thing? Okay, so I can just slash raid and then the name of who I want to raid? Okay. Alright. Just chat command. Oh, shit. Okay! I'll do that when we do it. Thank you. Please, if you're still here, remind me when I go. Whoever is streaming, just... I don't know if whoever else is streaming right now, but... yeah. Play rock, paper, scissors for it or something. Yucky. One of you can have the raid. I don't know how that works. Can I raid more than one? It sends you all to somebody's channel, right? You got eyes on folks. Okay. Cool beans. Beans are cool. Alright. 2:30. Alright, let me get through these. Ah, my jaw's starting to do that thing. Ah, I think I might have to take a muscle relaxer, friends. Having disc disease sure is, it's fun. It's fun. So, not to freak anybody out, but my jaw guy, I go to a jaw guy, because thankfully I have insurance, right? But I go to a jaw guy, and I love him. I think he's awesome. I wore a Rammstein shirt there one day, because I had it on, and he was like, hey, that's a nice shirt. And I was like, all right, we're going to get along. This is cool. We're going to get along. But he, every time I see him, I used to see him every 6 months, and then it got worse, and now I have to see him every 3 months. But when I see him, he has me lay down on a table, and he's got all these needles ready to go, and he has me open and clench, and open and clench, and he presses, and he pushes, and he feels, and when he gets right in here, right where your disc should be, and he tells me to open and clench, he's the one who winces. He's the one who goes, ooh, ah, oh, that's too much. Oh, I can't, oh. And I'm like, dude, you're the doctor. That makes me feel really bad. But he's like, oh, it's just that your disc is gone. This is bone on bone. And I'm like, oh, good. So that's what I feel when I eat. All right. Nice. But he's the one who freaks out. Are links banned in chat? Oh, maybe for you, but not for me. I might have to reset up I got the shield mode on. Oh, let's fix it together. What do I have to do here? What? Okay, I have like an auto mod because I don't have real human mods, so you can't swear or be sexy or misogynistic or ableist. So that's good. We want that, right? Yours sounds bad. What happened? What sounds bad? What sounds bad? Me? Do I sound bad? As a vocalist of varying proportions, that's always a tight and touchy spot, and yours sounds bad. What sounds bad? My jaw! Ah, yes! It is! It's bad! I'll whisper it. You'll whisper it? Okay, I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do here. And now I have to go look for a whisper. Will that show up Will that show up over here? That shit don't show up over here. That shows up in... Oh, now I gotta open Twitch. Okay, you whispered stuff. Now I gotta go find that. Oh. Now we're watching us, aren't we? Hold on. Shows you how much I'm on Twitch. Bookmark to find photographers on Twitch. Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you. I will use that later. I thought this was about the thing. Never mind. I gotta figure this out. Stream tunnel. Yeah, that was fun. Top right. Oh, yeah, for the... Yeah, okay, sorry. Yes. I gotta figure out how to make you guys share links. I don't know. I'll have to figure that out later. Because I don't fucking know. I remember doing all this when I set this up, and then I don't know. I don't know where I left it. Whatever. So yeah, just whisper me shit. If you want me to have links for now, just whisper me, and I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Photos by Nick Chase. Alright, good to know. I'm probably still going to be on here for another half an hour, but probably around 3 I'll be skadooting, and then I'll raid so-and-so. Oh wow, he's been going for 5 hours. Okay, we'll see. You let me know. You seem to be on it. Oh, right. That reminds me. I'm going to take these muscle relaxers. I'm not even going to put on the BRB screen. I'm just going to grab a pop. I haven't had a pop today. I'll be right back. Ooh, don't trip over stuff now. Come on. Let's not trip over everything. Okay, cords and wires and things. Dyes and cool aesthetics. Who, me? Oh, my chair? Who, what now? Oh, my pillow? Yeah, I found that pillow at a Goodwill once. I was like, that's perfect. Doing this 5 hours at no rush. Oh my god, the pillow, the chair, dyes and cool aesthetic. Okay, I'm caught up. Muscle relaxers, don't judge. If you want me to keep talking, I gotta take them. So yeah, the Botox, he shoots me up all the way up here. Your masseter muscle, which is what makes your jaw go. That's that boy right there. That's that big masseter. And it's connected all the way up here into your damn skull. And so I get little bee stings, Botox bee stings all over my head, all the way down here. None of it's for cosmetic purposes. It's all for pain management, but how many of these am I allowed to take? 2. Alright, perfect. 2 it is. I very, very rarely take the muscle relaxers because I don't talk that much on a day-to-day basis, but when I'm on stream, it's just constant and it starts to hurt. I also got to be careful with steaks, chips, popcorn, nuts, which sucks because I like all of those things. Cashews are thankfully cashews are very soft. I can still eat those. Walnuts are very soft. Pro tip: walnuts are soft. Just don't eat food anymore. Yeah, that's the yeah. That's how it feels. Oh, brother, when I found out that I had this shit, I thought my disc disease was just affecting my discs in my spine. No, sir. There's discs here. There's discs in all kinds of places. And anyway, the whole reason I found out that my jaw was shot was I went to a dentist, my old dentist. I don't go there anymore. I moved, but excuse me. I was going to a dentist and just regular routine teeth cleaning, 30 minutes, 40 minutes in and out. You know, x-rays, teeth cleaning, that kind of thing, usual biannual thing that you do at the dentist. And I went home and I felt fine that day. And then by that night and the next morning, I was not fine. And my jaw could only open that wide. I could fit the tip of my finger and I couldn't get it open any further. And I was scared to death because I've never had my jaw locked. And I went immediately to the doctor, and they were like, yep, you have lockjaw. And I was like, cool, what do we do about it? And they tried to give me shots and pills and stuff, and nothing would loosen that sucker but time. And it took 4 months. Well, 3.5. But I rounded up because it sucked. But every day, 6 to 8 hours a day, I was alternating ice and heat. Basically, like, not able to do anything else except hold shit to my face. At one point, I did strap a heating pad onto my head so I could do some work. Like, with tape. But yeah, it was like 3.5 months of just not being able to open my mouth. I had to drink everything through a straw. And slowly, I was in PT for my face, and slowly I got to, like, I could almost get back to 3 fingers. But my jaw will never open like it used to. I'll never be able to yawn like I used to. I can't, like, chew gum or chew on, you know. Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty, it sucks. It's not a great thing. I do not recommend. I hope nobody else out there. I know there's a lot of people in the world that have it. My jaw guy said I'm not the only one, especially my age, which is unfortunate because I'm too young for this shit, I think. But, yeah. I'm not alone. I just do not wish it upon others. It is awful. Painful. Painful and awful. But those 2 muscle relaxers should kick in here in about 30 minutes, and for the rest of the day, my mouth shouldn't feel too bad. It's a bummer, though. It's definitely changed my eating habits. I think this is Don, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I know that guy. I know that dude. You know, I would like to build my own armor sometime, and I can. All these dudes have 3D printers just at the ready, and they all want to help. But I'm just not sure what Mando would I make? Who would I be? There's such a variety of Mandalorians. You can be anything you want. I should switch back to feeding tube. I lost 40 pounds on it. Fuck me. Whew. Love that one. Flicker Crest. Yeah. It's a good one, yeah. 40 pounds. God damn, dude. My lockjaw didn't... I mean, I probably definitely lost some weight because I wasn't eating, you know, I definitely wasn't open-mouthed eating burgers or fries or anything. In fact, I actually fucked myself up. It was like a few weeks before that 3.5 month mark. There was like this time, there was a few days, there was like a window where my jaw was like really loosening up and opening up and responding to the treatment and stuff. And I just like, I was so desperate to eat anything that wasn't a fucking smoothie. Like, I love smoothies, but I was desperate to just like chew on something. I went to Taco Bell and I wasn't thinking, and I got like a soft taco, a hard taco, and some, you know, like some Cinnabon things or something. Soft taco, fine, got through it. Cinnabon, fine, got through it. Soda, fine, drank that. That crunchy taco locked my jaw back down for those next few weeks. It was because I had Taco Bell that I kind of screwed myself. It was too early. I got greedy and I wanted to eat food. Are you doing your crop in the transform panel? I don't know, am I? What's the transform panel? I got the develop thing opening here. Transform panel. Oh yeah, I am doing the crop here. I have the crop thing up here locked to a specific thing, so that won't change. I'm just zooming my stuff in and out. So that's just how I do it. I know a lot of people are different, but I've never had anybody complain about print sizing or anything, so I must be doing something that's okay. This is how we did it in college. That's how they showed me how to use Lightroom, and that's kind of how I've always done it. So yes, I am doing my crop in the transform panel. Got a problem with that? No, I'm just kidding. You know, losing 40 pounds, I actually did, I lost 40 pounds during COVID when we were all locked down. Well, technically it was after the lockdown, but people still weren't like, we weren't hanging out or nothing. I was going on a lot of walks, just me alone, not shopping, not going to stores, or not really going near people. I was just walking down. I live near the canal, one of the canals in Phoenix. There's many. But I was just walking and taking duck food every day and feeding the ducks and walking like 5 miles, coming home, taking a walk, like every other day, walking 5 miles. And by the end of 6 months, I think I lost 45 pounds. Yeah, somewhere around there. And I've managed to stay at the weight at the bottom of that. I've fought, 5 pounds give or take around the holidays. Like right now I could probably stand to lose 10, 15 more pounds. But my goal weight, according to my according to my doctor, my goal weight is only 200 pounds because I am 6 foot tall and I have a massive bone structure. So, there's actually not a whole lot of fat on my body. It's just a little bit. But I weigh just upwards of 200. But I could lose some more. Definitely. Oh yeah, it won't affect print. It's just the first time I've seen someone do it that way. Really? Oh wow. Well, you're 4 away from 50. Yeah, you've been piling on the followers here. Really? Oh god damn it! I really need to. I don't have my headphones on, so I don't hear the notifications going off. We got Maple Glades an hour ago. We got Arts Icon an hour ago. Thank you. I'm Impeccable. Got it. Impeccable, like impeccable. Impeccable. That's cute. I like that. Impeccable Images. Thank you. Flicker Crest. Thank you. Gondolierian. Okay, I like that name. That's fun. Zebra Acrylics Designs. Wow. Thank you. Thank you all for following. I appreciate it. Welcome. Yeah, welcome everyone. Piling it on. Just dogpile me. Let's go. Let's go. So yeah, if you're new, hi, welcome. We're just looking at some Mandos. I went to a potluck where there was a bunch of nerds like me, and we all got together, and a lot of them dressed up, and then we took some pictures, and now we're just going through those pictures, and eventually we're gonna get to a place where we can do cosplay stuff, like super edits. Let me get to the Mandos. Like, here's a before and after, right? We're going to do stuff like that. We're going to take it from bland to wow. So, anyway, I got some Mandos here for an example. We're going to do stuff like this. Nothing too crazy, but just enough to make it interesting. So, yeah. That's the goal here with some of these. I still have a bunch of cosplays from San Diego I need to do. I just kind of get burned after doing the same thing over and over and over again for a little while. That's why I do everything. But we still have... Are these the finished ones? Oh yeah, I have up for editing here. Are these the SDCC cosplays? Yeah, more SDCC to edit. There's still a bunch here that I want to do. This is from the most recent San Diego Comic-Con. Let's see, here's an example. Got a Morpheus. Can I make that bigger? Hello? Yes. Now you can see a little bit better. Got a Morpheus. Did a Poison Ivy. A Rocketeer. Oh, there's the edit. So there's the before, there's the this is kind of what I do with cosplays. Spider-Man 2099. That was fun. That was a good one. That's a local cosplayer, but I met them at San Diego. Here's another local. So this kind of stuff, this is what I'm going to do, Just little quick dirty edits like that. Well, they're not so quick, but they end up looking pretty cool. So that's what I managed to get done from San Diego. Plus there's a bunch of crap on my website, so if you want to see everything, just go to bigclickphoto.com/cosplay specifically. And you can look at all this groovy stuff. If you're into Destiny, we got some Destiny characters. So yeah, let's see, where we at now? Fun. We are on that road to affiliate together. Happy to support a fellow Zony nerd. Yay. Thank you. Love your wallpaper. Oh, thank you. Oh, you know what? It should be moving. Sometimes it stops moving. Thank you for saying something. Let me get that shit working. Hold on. There it is. There she is. So, anyway. Yeah. Yes, the Matrix. Yeah, I have a bunch of different backgrounds, and I actually have one that looks really good with my stream setup. That's like a red laser thing, but I'm a real sucker for the Matrix. I have a problem. It's, somebody told me the other day at that potluck, I was just wearing my normal clothes for my normal, my everyday clothes. I had a coat on that's kind of like jagged and weird looking, and it zips up a funky way. And somebody asked me, they're like, "Oh, are you costuming today? Are you wearing, like, is this like a Sith thing?" And I was like, no, this is just how I dress. And then somebody who knew me, who was standing there, he was like, "Yeah, she dresses like she took the red pill." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry." Sorry, that's just how I dress. Yeah, so I don't know how many months ago it was you joined the team, but I may have only just a few minutes ago realized you weren't affiliate yet. It was long enough ago that I went to look for your application and couldn't find it. I don't know. If I'm not allowed to be in the group because I'm not an affiliate, that's fine. Kick me out of the group. I don't know what to say about that. Whoops, that's the thing I gotta fix later. What was I clicking on? There we go. Also, the application, yeah, I don't know, it's been a few months. Was I supposed to have already been an affiliate or something? I don't know. Nobody's getting kicked out of anywhere? Oh, well, damn. See, I tried to get kicked out. Just commenting how it was weird that I didn't realize it before. Yeah, sure, I didn't know. I've gotten offers to do some, what's it called? Sponsors or whatever now, but I'm probably not ever going to accept any of those because I don't know. I'm very particular about what companies I do anything with or who I would promote, etc. So I know I'm on my way to being an affiliate. I know that much, but it's not really a big deal to me. None of this is life-changing. I mean, if it became life-changing, then it would be a big deal, but right now we're just doing this for fun, to have a sense of community, to share our work, to hopefully help somebody out, answer some questions, I don't know, share stories, spark a revolution. You never know what we might talk about. Nobody's getting kicked out. We're not accepting any new applications. We're at 69. Woo! Nice. Nice. That's a nice number. Yeah. Cap it at 69. That's a pretty good number. Yeah, boo community. I know, community sucks, but that's sadly what we need. Sadly, I say sadly. Humans are a community-driven species, believe it or not. As much as I like to say I don't like people, I do an awful lot of mutual aid work in my spare time. I feed an awful lot of homeless folks, you know what I mean? For someone who says they don't like people very much, I'm starting to understand the importance of having a sense of community, and now I know who the fuck my neighbors are, and I know that if there is a strike that ever happens, which I would fully support, me and my neighbors can feed each other and take care of each other. And I got another neighbor who's got a garden back here and some chickens and shit. So, like, you know, you don't have to get totally super crazy with your community, but you should know who the hell lives around you, and if you got each other's back when shit goes sideways. That's my sense of community. That's about as far as I go. Boo helping people. Yeah. They're irritating, but we need each other. Yep. If they had chickens, they'd also have shit there too. Yeah, plenty of chicken shit. High in nitrate, really good for gardening. We mix it in with the compost. It's good. We set up, I have a friend of mine who lives a few blocks away, and last year during the springtime, before it was ungodly hot, we got a worm pile, like a compost worm pile thing started for them. And so now I can go over there and take fresh worm casted dirt anytime I want and use it on my plants, and it's pretty fucking nice. So that kind of stuff, you know, I don't have a big yard that I could have a garden in, but I got friends who do, so go find your friends that have yards and start planting stuff. We all need to plant some food. Learn how to sew, learn how to clean water, like just basic shit. We could all learn a new skill, right? Right. We should. I just know Josh is going to be mad when he finds out he won't be team number 69. I don't know which number I was, but I'm glad to be a part of the original 69. Nice. A choice number. Oh, I got 5 minutes before I gotta skedoot. I would stay longer and keep bullshitting with you guys, but damn it. Damn those time-sensitive errands. Beep, boop, beep. And a beep, boop, bop. And a bop, boop, beep. And a beep, beep, boop. And we're just making things look nice. Make things look nice. This one's definitely going to be an edit. I'm going to go ahead and flag that. Boop. I know right now. I want to edit that fantastically and make it look cool. So I'm not even worried about the background or none of that. For most of these, I'm not worried about what the background actually looks like, because they're going to be edited. That's a good pose. That's a good pose, mate. It's a tight. Uh-oh, I'm going to cut off his antenna. Uh-oh, is that Death Watch? That's a Death... Wait, yeah. I'm learning my Mandalorians. I think that's a Death Watch, isn't it? Okay, so I gotta be careful. No Boba Fett stuff. Whoa. Okay, just checking it out. Let me get through these and then I'll stop for the day. These Mandalorians are also probably going to expect these photos within the next few weeks, so we should probably get some shit done this week. So I'll probably stream again tomorrow. I don't have any shoots scheduled until this weekend, so I will definitely try to get on again and show you as much of my work as possible. And just chat. It's fun to just hang out, huh? It's cool. I must be going to sit in traffic on the way home from work. Ew. Boo, traffic. Boo, working. No, I'm just kidding. Good luck. Have fun and Godspeed. May nobody cut you off today. May people learn to merge and zip with ease and efficiency. Which one of you looks better than the other one? I think you both look the same. Who's sharper? Are either the one sharper than the other? I think it's that one. Okay. I can't believe I've never seen anyone crop like this before. That's wild to me. It's like the only way I know how. It does all this cool, like this is a bad example, but if I had like lines or stairs or some kind of horizon in the background that was needed to look more straight, these tools are very useful for that. Sometimes they can make shit real weird and wonky and you gotta do it manually, but that's also possible. That might be an edit. Two of the same thing. I just use the crop tool. Oh yeah? This here? No. Absolutely not. Not for me. Not today. I prefer this tool. That's fine. Cause many images I crop differently on different platforms. Oh yeah, that's fair. That's what it's for. I mean, that's what it's for. What is this for? Cause this is what I'm using. I mean, if I have the ability to crop from the same thing I'm doing all this other stuff, it's just quicker than... I'd never open this. I very rarely click on this, you know? Unless I have to make sure something's locked in or whatever ratio aspect somebody wants. If somebody wants something different, then I go in there and click it and make sure it's the right whatever thing. Yeah. Do. My back. Oh, my back. It is the worst of all the backs. Yes. Alright. It's about time to get up and stretch and stuff. Yeah. Which one do I like more? Which one do we like more? Help me. The gun's a little bit higher. Whoop, whoop. A little bit higher, a little bit lower. A little bit higher, a little bit lower. A little bit higher, a little bit lower. One of them's gonna get deleted because they're too similar to both have. I think that one. The way her shoulders dropped. I like, right? I don't know. What do you guys think? That one? That one? That one? That one? That one? Or that one? Oh no, I don't know. Fudge. We'll just skip past them. Oh, it's almost time for me to go. Poop. It's okay. We didn't do a whole lot today at all. We talked mostly, but that's okay. I love that. I picked up a rock and made it look like she was sharpening her blade. Her foam blade. Such a cool Nautilin character. I love the Nautilin. I love Kit Fisto. Just because he's called Kit Fisto. Like, you can't have a name with Fisto in it and not be a complete badass. So, you know. Fisto. Badass. Oh. I think I might have to check my alert boxes and stuff. I'm not sure my alerts are working right. Ew, Christmas music? Absolutely not. How about no thanks? We'll just turn that off. Alright, I think I need to skidoo anyway, so let me straighten up these last few, and then I'll say my goodbyes. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what I want to do. So next time you'll probably see me come in here and pick a lot of these out for what I want to edit. And also I need to go through and like fix up the color and stuff. But I already picked one. I see one for sure. Oh, I've seen a few for sure, but I've definitely picked one that I know is going to be edited. This is probably another one. I can probably go ahead and pick that. Not sure how I want to do these, but each one will be different. Each one will have a different vibe. Ooh, that's a lovely pose as well. This cosplayer is amazing. I mean, all these cosplayers are amazing. Every cosplayer I've ever met has pretty much been amazing. The ones who build their own stuff just impress the hell out of me. Okay. back at the beginning, almost. Yeah, I wish I'd have got this character in a different spot. It's just bad light, bad time of day. But I can't complain too much. We had a lot of fun. A lot of good food, a lot of good friends, a lot of good Mandos. Good times. Yeah, but see that was noon, 1 o'clock. ugly light. I even tried, like, I have a tulip on my lens, and I had to put my hand in front, like, just over the top to try to block the sun. And I still got flare and glare. Do 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 do. Oh. I have to go through these and look and see who's blinking, who's not blinking, when the helmets aren't on, at least. For the buckets off shots. Okay. And then I have some of these set up to be panoramas. Panoramas of these guys. Let's see if we can plop one of those together real quick. 1, 2, whoop, 3, 4. I've got a few. Some of this might work. If this doesn't work, we can use it on another set of images. Yeah. That's what we're going for. Cool. Cool beans. Cool frijoles. We'll give that a second to process. Okay. There's that one, and then I'll go ahead and delete these. Because who needs them? We don't. That one's fine. That one's fine. That one's by itself. That's on its own. That's not gonna make for a good thing. I'll just get rid of those. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. We'll crop and fix those later. Crop and fix. Okay, here's another. 1, 2, 3. Let's see if we can merge these. Oh, yes. I don't see any weirdness. Nope. Good. We love a good merge panorama. Was it these 4 that I used? Yes. Okay. Come on. Make it. There we go. Delete. And then I think 1, 2. What do we got here? Hold on. We can get rid of one of those. That's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. We'll take those, make one more. And then that should be it for the panoramas. And then I'm going to skidoo, like I said I was, because I should get going. One of these days, my goal is to do a 5-hour stream. I just always run into, like, stuff I gotta do. Maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow, I don't think I have to leave the house at all tomorrow, so I can just stream. I do have a maintenance order here. A light needs to get fixed, so that might interrupt things, but other than that, I have nowhere to be. Except right here working on these pictures, which is the plan, because I want to get these done. Alright. We got some panoramas of the helmets. Very cool. Groovy. Psychedelic, almost. Awesome. Alright. Get rid of that one. I go with the blade up. We'll keep both. Alright. Dope. And then we'll go through and color correct these tomorrow. I promise eventually I will get better at talking and working. And it won't take so long to do anything. One day. I just gotta keep doing this, right? I don't feel like I stream very much. Photo fan. Ooh, fun. Oh, photo fam. So just stream whenever and we'll show up. Thank you. I feel like even short streams on a bunch of days is nice too, because there's more chance for people to drop in for a short time. That's true. That's true. I think the longest I've gone is like 3 or 4 hours, and the shortest I've done is like an hour. But I always have someone drop by. This is, I think today's one of the busiest streams I've ever had. This is probably going to break a record when I see my stream thing at the end of this, the wrap up or whatever. It's probably going to break a record for chatters and viewers and stuff. So thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Looks like you have 2 awesome communities supporting you. This is which is awesome. Yes, thank you, Flickercrest. Absolute facts. 9 people. Yeah, I saw 9 people up there for a while too, up on my viewer thing. And we got all these new followers. Let me go through these again. From 20 days ago, I didn't call out. Warp Speedo. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate you. Maple Glades, Arts Icon, Impeccable Images, Flickercrest, Gondolierian, I think I'm saying that correctly. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Zebra Acrylics Designs, thank you so much. And I appreciate everybody for stopping by, chatting, helping me. I'm definitely going to have to fix that thing so you guys can share links and chat. Figured out shout out. Finally got that. Yeah, thank you. And again, Big Click Energy. If you want to see more of my work, go to, let me drop it in the chat for you, go to bigclickphoto.com and check out all my stuff. And now I'm going to try to put in a raid. Who should I raid, Maple? Who's ready? Who wants it? /raid space. Yeah, who do we want to raid? Who do we want to do it to it? Photos by Nick Chase. They're still on. Okay. Photos. These are prescription. So let me get real close so I can read. Ooh. Photos by Nick Chase. Photos by NICCHASE. Oh dang, he left the chat. What kind of streamer are you looking for? There's still no. He got water, never mind. Oh, I'm just looking for whoever wants to be rated right now. Somebody, Maple's got his eyes on people in our community. So yeah. If anybody has any other ideas. Zebra just got started. She's trying to push affiliate. Oh, well then let's give it to Zebra. Let's give it to Zebra then. How about that? Thank you, Flicker. Let's see. Oh, I have to do the underscores too, I assume. Yes, let's make sure I do this correctly. Zebra underscore acrylics RYLICS underscore designs raid. Okay, so I got /raid space zebra underscore acrylics underscore designs, and then when I hit enter, that should do it, right? I hope. We'll see. Thank you, Flicker. Let's go. I don't know Zebra yet. Well, you're gonna find out. Woo! Did it work? The raid has been created, it says. Alright, 5 viewers are ready to raid in 3, 2, 1. Yo! I'm clicking it. We're doing it. It's happening. Yo, give them all the love. Tell them Big Click Energy sent you. Give them all the love. Here, I'll put some love in the chat. Yo! Yay, I did it! I did a raid! Woo! Hi! Yeah! Alright, yeah! Alright, go watch Zebra's thing. I'm gonna get off of here and I'll see if I can tune in too for a little while before I have to leave the house. Alright, thank you Flicker for the suggestion. Thank you Maple for all your suggestions and help. Thank you Reza Fan for tuning in. Thank you Bass Guy. Thank you everybody. I appreciate y'all. If anybody's ever in Arizona and we want to get together and have a team meetup, let me know. Send me a whisper. We'll hang out. We'll take some photos. We'll grab lunch. We'll get coffee. Whatever people are into, we'll do it. All right. Affiliate so close. Yeah. Woo! Goals, right? It's neat. If we get it, we get it. If we don't, we don't. All right. Let's just have fun. All right. Thank you, guys. Thanks again. And I'll see you hopefully tomorrow. We'll look at more Mandalorians and get a little bit closer to editing. All right. Thank you guys so much. Bye.